introduce our today's chair. So our today's chair is Mohammad Ataul Islam, who did BSc in chemistry from Aligarh Muslim University, MSc in bioinformatics from Sikkim Manipal University, MTech in bioinformatics from West Bengal University of Technology. He did PhD from University of Calcutta. He was assistant professor at the Bharati Vidyapith Dean University, Pune, and did postdoctoral fellow at the University of Pretoria, South Africa. His current position is Newtown International Fellow at the University of Manchester, UK. Sir, thank you so much for coming here as well as taking the responsibility of doing today's chair. So over to you, Mohammad Ataul Islam, for chairing today's session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, madam, for the kind introduction. And today we are happy and delighted to have such a highly educated speaker, Nur Al Hasan from Australia. And as we see that introduction, he is actually working in an enormous work in the data science. And his exposure in Aligarh Muslim University, Jamia Millia, and then Australia, that will actually, I think, he will enlighten us today how to prepare for the higher study in the Australia. So I think after the session will be very helpful, and we will actually understand how to actually apply or do the application for the higher study in Australia. So it is my great privilege to invite you, Mr. Nur Al Hasan, and over to you.
Sorry, Assalamu alaikum, and hi to all. Um, just to confirm that whether my voice is audible or not.
Yes, it's
Yes.
audible.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for the introduction by Dr. Ataul and Dr. Nargis Ahmed. So actually, my name is Noor. I mean the moderator, they already introduced myself. I'm Noor, and right now I am researcher in University of Western Australia. It's basically in Perth, and I did my so can you please move to the next slide, Hassan? Yeah. So actually, I am basically from Hubli district, and I did my schooling from West Bengal board. Schooling, I mean, 10th and 12th. And I did my BSc mathematics from AMU. And after that, I did MSc Tech, and I also worked as software engineer in Mahindra Comviva. And after that, I thought that I need to break from the engineering, stream, because I thought that I need to explore much more in research. So I quit my job, and I got some chance to do some research in King Saud University, Riyadh. So I spent there around 3 years, maybe, and I try to build my profile there in terms of research. And after that, I try to explore my career. And first of all, I need to do PhD, so I apply some universities. And so basically, I applied in UK and Australia. But I didn't apply much more because I was just selective in because in UK maybe I applied two universities. One was Manchester, and I got my scholarship there also, but I didn't join there. And another university I just applied, but I didn't process much more information to that university. But finally, I thought that I need to explore the Australia, because in Australia, the good thing is that there is no coursework in the PhD like US. Yeah. The PhD is basically based on the research only. So from day one, you will just involve in research rather than doing some coursework, or because in coursework the main problem is
আচ্ছা,
that.
একটু আমি ডিস্টার্ব করব,
Yeah,
একটু মাইকটা আপনি কাছে নিন, তাতে পরিষ্কার একটা শোনা যাবে।
just a second. Okay. তো
অথবা একটু
আমি
লাউড।
basically, হ্যাঁ আমি বেসিক্যালি ইংলিশ বেঙ্গলি দুটোতেই আমি বলবো, সাচ দ্যাট ইন্টারেক্টিভ সেশন হয়। So after that I just thought that I need to do PhD from those universities or those countries where there is no coursework, just to save my time basically. So I choose Australia, and in Australia I applied to four universities, and out of four, I think I applied four universities, but I got um, three scholarship from three different universities. But at the end, I need to choose one university. So I was successfully applied in my university, kind university, UWA, and Monash University, and another one was Federation University. His rank was very low. Monash University worldwide rank is around 54, but I didn't choose that university because of the supervisor and other things. So all the things what I am discussing here, I mean, it's based on my experience, and I will try to guide you that how to choose the supervisor, or how to approach a supervisor in Australia basically, because I am not expert to say about the UK or US because I never tried. Okay, so I will say you some trick such that you can save your time and to get a scholarship, because the main thing in abroad, if you try to uh, ask for a scholarship, so uh, it's not easy to get. Maybe some supervisor or maybe some university, they will say, okay, I will select you, just come for the PhD. But the main problem is, where is the scholarship? So this is the main part of the PhD. If you don't have a scholarship, you cannot survive in any country abroad. So here I will share my experience and the simplest tricks to get a scholarship. So because I applied for university, I got three scholarships, and so I was a little bit confident at that time, but I need to start my PhD at any time, so I just choose one university based on my supervisor and my topic. So this is basically my brief timeline. So Hassan, you can skip. Yeah. So the outline of today's discussion, I will not do in hurry. Okay. So if someone has any problem or any question, you just ask. I am also focusing on the message. Okay. So meanwhile, I can also try to answer, such that the session, it would be much more interactive. So this is basically outline of today's discussion. First, it would be the obvious, the Australian education system. I will give some brief introduction about the Australian education system, and after that, why we should choose Australia. What are the facilities here for the students, and what is the available job market and other things. So after that, I will go for what type of document you need, the basic documents. I think there is some problem.
No, just wait.
Okay.
Let me off my video. Okay, it's off. Perfect. No.
Yeah. So yeah, third slide. Yes, this one. Yeah. And after that, I will discuss about the how to apply for the higher education in Australia, and it would follow how to choose the universities and subjects, how to contact a supervisor, and how to get the scholarship. This is the main part of the discussion. And finally, there should be some miscellaneous information that what's the living standard here, what other facilities students can avail. And the final is that the problem with why the general Indian student, they don't get a scholarship, what they do the wrong basically. So I will just focus on this part. তো বাংলায় আমি জাস্ট বলছি ওভারঅল আমি এই ডিসকাশনে বেসিক্যালি অস্ট্রেলিয়াতে কি কি সুযোগ সুবিধা আছে স্টুডেন্টদের আর কিভাবে সেটা অ্যাভেল করতে পারে, কিভাবে তারা স্কলারশিপ অ্যাপ্লিকেশন করবে, কিভাবে সুপারভাইজার, তো এ টু জেড হায়ার স্টাডিজের আমি বেসড অন মাই এক্সপিরিয়েন্স আমি ট্রাই করব যাতে অন্য অন্য স্টুডেন্টরা সুবিধা হয়। নেক্সট স্লাইড প্লিজ। So first thing is that Australian education system. So this is basically almost similar as the Indian or UK education system. So there are the primary, secondary, and tertiary education. So three different type of educations are there. So you can see the early childhood, then primary, secondary, like this. And the tertiary education, it's basically the what we called the bachelor, masters, and PhD, and it also includes the vocational educations. And the good thing is that there is a diverse range of study options here. Around 22,000 different courses are here in this continent. And the masters by research and coursework both are available. But if you try to pursue your career in the research field, so it would be better to go for the masters by research here. So I will cover these topics also. So in general, one semester it takes at a maximum 13 weeks in one semester, and after that the final exam and other thing, it will maybe 4 more weeks, so 17 or 20 weeks is completed in one semester. And PhD is, I already told that it's 100% research based. Okay, so these are the basically the Australian education system. So there is a little bit difference between the US education system and Australian education system. But Australia, UK, India, these educations are almost similar. But good thing is that in Australia, most of the masters, it's 2 years. Okay, majority of the masters, not like the UK. তো বাংলাতে আমি মনে হচ্ছে এটা বেশি কিছু বলার নেই, জাস্ট এতে অস্ট্রেলিয়ান এডুকেশন সিস্টেম সম্বন্ধে আমি কিছু বলেছি যেটা ইন্ডিয়ার সাথে অলমোস্ট সিমিলার। নেক্সট স্লাইড প্লিজ। So now the main question is why Australia? What's the benefit to get education, or what are the opportunities after getting education from Australia? I mean the higher education. So obviously it's world-class education system are there, and the institutions, universities are ranked globally. And another thing is the hands-on industry experience you can get. So if you are enrolled in master's program here, so there is a high chance to get internship into the industry directly. The final semester is only designed for the industry internship. And there are lots of internship companies. I mean, you can, for example, Google, Microsoft, IBM. And there are different other, professional internships also. There is this type of opportunity you can get. And Australia is the third most popular international student destination in the world currently, but maybe in near future, within 2 years, it soars from the global higher education, that it will beat UK. Right now, USA is number one, then UK, and third one is the Australia. But in near future, Australia will beat UK. And one main reason is the Brexit, obviously. And you can there is total in Australia around I think 43 universities are here, and 37 are maybe government funded, other are private. So out of this 37 in world 100 university list, there are six universities are here. And another thing for the Indian students, there are lots of exchange programs between IITs, triple IITs, NITs with the Australian university. So one student who enroll in any, oh, sorry. So who enroll in, any student who enroll, yeah, I think there is some problem in the last one, the fourth one. Okay, I can continue. So yeah, so there are, previous slide. So there are lots of exchange program with the IITs. So any student who enroll at PhD in IIT, they can come for 1 or 2 years to study in any Australian university. So this type of opportunities in Indian students they have. And another thing is that obviously studying abroad, it
Sir,
will.
sir,
Yeah.
if I may, sir, if I may interrupt,
Yeah,
sir,
yeah.
can you please speak loudly?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. So yeah, so these are basically the opportunities in Australia. I mean, the good thing about Australia, and because there are, the living standard is very well, 7 out of 7, the best student cities in world, uh, and three top living cities out of 10, it's based on Australia. Among them are Melbourne is the second top, Melbourne. Sydney is the third top, and Adelaide is is maybe its rank is ninth. So based on the living standard and other facilities, so Australia is the good destination for any student for the long term. Yeah, next slide. Yeah. So other things are that after work, after PhD or masters, or even bachelor, you can get 2 years post-study work visa. And if you try to choose your study in regional of the Australia, regional part of the Australia, so you can get 15,000 scholarship. So regional means I mean, the Australia is based on different regions. So I mean, which are not famous, like Darwin is one region. So there are several regions. So in this region, if you choose any university, and you will get 15,000 scholarship extra. Yeah. So another thing is that you can, after getting your degree from Australia, 2 years degree, it would help to get the permanent resident support. So it will add some points to apply for the permanent resident, around 20 points if you do PhD from here, and around 15 points if you do a master's from any Australian university. So after getting your permanent resident, there are lots of benefits here: free healthcare, free education, and a scholarship until masters, and even you can get the economic support. For example, nowadays there is the COVID situation. Some family, they are jobless, so the government is supporting them. So government are supporting them. Government gave one family around 1 lakh Indian rupees per month nowadays. So this type of facilities you can get. And obviously for the Indian student, Australia is, in the top choice for the education. In 2018, Australia searched 25% in Indian students choice. I mean, it's growth. So day by day, the Indian students, they are trying to choose any universities in Australia. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, in between, একটু আমি এবার বাংলায় বলছি। যদি কারো কোনো অসুবিধা থাকে, জাস্ট মেসেজ লিখবেন, আমি রিপ্লাই দেবো, কারণ আমি মেসেজও আমি এখন দেখছি। ওকে, তো আমি বেসিক্যালি প্রিভিয়াস স্লাইডে কেন অস্ট্রেলিয়াকে চুজ করব অ্যাজ এ স্টুডেন্ট, সেইগুলো সম্বন্ধে আমি বললাম, কি কি ফ্যাসিলিটি আছে, তো সেইগুলো আমি জাস্ট ডিসকাস করলাম। So a slide just this slide is just giving the general information about PhD abroad. I mean, if you have PhD from abroad university whose rank are below 500, so there is a direct recruitment as assistant professor. Okay, so this type of facilities you have basically. Uh, and the three famous, I mean, how you will check whether one university is below 500, or how you will check the rank of any university. So there are basically, I think there is some problem in the PPT. Yeah, so basically three famous university ranking system. I think you all know about this: QS, TIC, and ARW. So you can check any university into these sites, and you can get the rank of the university. Yeah, so next slide, please. Yeah, so now I will tell about how to choose the Australian university. Okay, so this is the basically the simplest trick. So in Australia, basically, I already told that 43 universities are there, but out of this 43, there are some universities which are called the group of eight universities. So group of 8 universities are the top 8 prestigious universities in Australia. So if you get an admission in this group of 8 universities, I mean, it would be very, very good for your career. Other universities are also okay. Most of the universities, their rank is below 300 or 400, but these universities, its ranks are around 100. So these are the group of 8. So one is the University of Western Australia. There is University of Adelaide, ANU, Australian National University, Monash, University of Melbourne, Queensland, UNSW, and University of Sydney. So actually Australia can be divided into 7 different regions. So this is in the Western Australia is in the west part of Australia, and the Melbourne University, Monash University, these are in the Victoria region, and ANU, this is in the Southern Australia. Adelaide is also in the Southern Australia. UNSW Sydney, this is basically in New South Wales region, and University of Queensland, it's in the Queensland region. So different region have different universities, but these 8 universities is the prestigious university. So if you try to apply for any courses, I mean the PhD or masters, whatever, so you need to first check this group of universities, group of 8 Australian university. And after that, if you don't get any chance, because this universities, the scholarship and other things, it is very, very competitive. Okay, so if you are a general student, so it would be very hard to get, obviously, but at least you can try. তো বাংলায় আমি জাস্ট বলছি, অস্ট্রেলিয়াতে আউট অফ 43 ইউনিভার্সিটিস, এই 8টা ইউনিভার্সিটি আছে যেগুলো টপ ইউনিভার্সিটিস। আর এই ইউনিভার্সিটিগুলোতে বেশি বেশি ফ্যাসিলিটি আছে। মিনস যদি যদি আপনাদের ডিগ্রি এই ইউনিভার্সিটিতে হয় তাহলে জব বা অন্যান্য কিছুতে অনেক সুযোগ সুবিধা পাওয়া যায়। তো এই ইউনিভার্সিটি টোটাল 8টা ইউনিভার্সিটি। সো কেউ যদি ডাইরেক্ট মানে তাড়াতাড়ি করে কোনো জায়গায় অস্ট্রেলিয়ান ইউনিভার্সিটি চুজ করতে যায়, তারা শুধু এই 8টা ইউনিভার্সিটি যদি দেখে নেয় তার রিকোয়ারমেন্ট বা আদার কিছু জিনিস, তাহলে তারা মানে আরো জিনিসটা বুঝতে পারবে যে কোন ইউনিভার্সিটিতে গেলে বা কোন সাবজেক্ট আমাকে কিভাবে চুজ করতে হবে। সো প্লিজ নেক্সট স্লাইড। তো এর আগে আমি মানে অস্ট্রেলিয়ান ইউনিভার্সিটি বা কিভাবে করব সেগুলো আমি বললাম। সো নাও I will discuss about the supporting documents, what type of documents you need in your hand before applying. So first is obviously CV, your biodata, then transcript, then IELTS and TOEFL score for the English language requirement. And after that, you need 2 recommendation letter, and preferably it should be from the academician, your teacher or professor. And after that, you need to do some research proposal. So it's a temporary proposal, obviously. I mean, it shouldn't be say that based on my proposal I need to do my PhD. It's not. It's a temporary proposal. So based on this proposal, the panel, the scholarship panel, they will understand whether you have the capability to writing any project or not. That's it. So this is the temporary research proposal, and in that proposal you need to obviously put the technical details and other things very well clearly. And after that, if you have publications, I am talking about the PhD application. So if you have publication, you need to list the publication. And if you don't have, but you need to show some publication that I am working on now, but it's not published yet, or it is in 50% I completed or 70% I completed. So this type of things you need to produce. And after that, whenever this all the documents you have in your hand, so after that you need to contact your future supervisor and ask for his recommendation that he is happy to take you under his guidance. So this is basically the overall idea about how to apply in PhD. And for the masters, just that. But for the masters, you must have the CV, transcript, TOEFL score, and recommendation, but no need about the research proposal, publication need, and other things. But the top 3 things you must have: the CV, transcript, and this. So these are the basically supporting document, and I think all these supporting documents is applicable for all other countries also, not specifically for Australia. Yeah, next slide please. Okay, এখন বেসিক্যালি আগে কি ডিসকাশন হয়েছে তার জন্য আমি একটু লেআউটটা বলে দিচ্ছি। আগে ডিসকাশন হয়েছে যেগুলো সেগুলো হচ্ছে অস্ট্রেলিয়ার এডুকেশন সিস্টেম সম্বন্ধে আমরা একটু আইডিয়া পেলাম। মাস্টার্স অ্যান্ড পিএইচডি প্রোগ্রাম, কি ক্রাইটেরিয়া, কি ডকুমেন্ট লাগবে, আর কি কি অপরচুনিটিস আছে, ফ্যাসিলিটিস আছে স্টুডেন্টদের, এইগুলো আমরা জানতে পারলাম। আর আফটার ডিগ্রি সাপোর্ট কি কি আমরা পেতে পারি as after getting মাস্টার্স ডিগ্রি or পিএইচডি ডিগ্রি, গ্রুপ অফ 8 ইউনিভার্সিটি সম্পর্কে আমরা জানলাম, আর রিকোয়ার্ড ডকুমেন্ট কি 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 দরকার সেগুলো আমরা জানলাম। তো last in this last 10 slides we just discuss about the overall idea how to apply about some courses in Australia, what type of documents you need, what are the group of 8 universities and the Australian education system. So these all the things we just discussed in the last 10 slides. So still we have some maybe 20 or 22 slides next, and we will, based on this discussion, we will just try to elaborate how to apply, how to choose the supervisor, and what is the tricks to get into the scholarship system. Yeah, next slide, please. Okay, so you have the document now, all the documents you gather. You have the, for example, you have the IELTS score or whatever, you have the transcript and all the things you have. So now the next target is you need to try. You need to try. Try means you need to contact with the supervisor, or you need to contact the administrator of the application system in any university in Australia. Yeah, sorry for the interruption. Maybe, yeah, there's, yeah. No, next slide. Yeah, and so you need to try, but before trying, you need to think about yourself also. So I will cover what type of things you need to think about yourself into the next 3-4 slides. Because this is very important, because for higher education in abroad you will spend minimum 2 to 4 years. Okay, so you need to think yourself that whether I am suitable or not, or I need to choose other things. So this is basically the this slide basically shows the cycle of getting success. So you have all the things with your hand in your hand. So now you need to try. Maybe you can fail at first time. Again, you need to try, and it would try and try again. It would go consecutively, and finally you can get the success. But the thing is that, is there any shortcut to skip the fail and try again loop? So you need to, I mean, here I am, I will try to say that how to direct, how to skip this fail and try again loop. The next slide, please. Yeah, so basically here I will tell about failure. I mean, how to divert the failure, failure in the application. Please click, please. Yeah. So after that, I will discuss about the search inside yourself, that what type of qualities you have. So don't be, you should think that, okay, I have this quality, and or maybe I need to improve something in this thing or whatever. So you need to think yourself. So in the next 3-4 slide, I just based on my experience, I just summarize some qualities a student must have to apply for any PhD or higher education. Yeah, next slide. So first thing is the passion. So if you have passion, then you go for the higher studies, I mean the PhD. So now you need to think about that the PhD in India and PhD in abroad, these are not the same thing. Okay, so in India you have, lots of universities, the private universities, very low grade universities. Okay, so maybe you can do the PhD, just publish something and spend 3-4 years, you will get the degree, obviously, because I know some of my friends, they did the same thing. Okay, just maybe there is some part-time PhD also. So don't compare the Indian PhD with the Australian PhD. Okay, so there is a lots of differences. So that's why I'm saying that if you have the passion of doing this, okay, so if you want to do something good, so you need to be ready, and you need to think that, yeah, I can do. Okay, so if you don't have the passion, so you cannot progress in life. So there are some quotes, I just put it here. So which just replicate, reflect your passion. If you have passion, then you just do for that. So yeah, so first thing, it would be the passion. Just ask yourself that, okay, I have the passion for PhD or not. Okay, next slide. Second thing is the determination. Determination, that how well you are determining that, okay, I can do and I must do it. Okay, you need to remove the negativity from yourself, and until you get the result, or maybe you cannot get the 100% result, but you need to set some threshold that I need to achieve at least 70% out of my effort. So don't quit, try again, whatever, and finally you can get your success. So the determination inside, it's very important to go for the PhD abroad. Okay, if you don't have the determination that I can do and I must do, don't do, because otherwise you will just spoil your 4 years or 5 years. Okay, so because doing PhD, it's not just sentiment. Okay, that, oh, my parents are saying that you must do PhD because you know I I mean, all of your friends or others, they will say, oh, doctor. So because of this term, don't because of getting this term, don't do the PhD. Okay, if you don't have the passion, if you don't have the determination of doing much more better thing, don't do. So this is basically the second things you must have. Yeah, just next slide, please. Yeah, so, and the third thing is that you must be logical, whatever I mean, you need to provide something that, okay, I can solve in this way. So you must be logical, you must be upbeat, because in PhD there's lots of ups and downs. Sometimes you will get some results, sometimes not. So you must be upbeat, that you must be cheerful at any situation. You don't be depressed or like this. So this quality, you need to think that whether you have this type of quality or not. And obviously the other things are contribute confident and committed towards completing some work. If you say that I will complete this work within 3 days or 5 days or whatever, so you must be committed to finish it within that time, and you must be confident. And the next thing is that knowledge. Obviously you should have knowledge in your domain. Some students, maybe they are very smart, I mean, they may not have the knowledge of the particular domain, but they acquire the knowledge within 6 months or 7 months, like this. But whatever, I mean, you must have knowledge in build, or maybe you need to acquire the knowledge about your domain or your research study or this. So, and finally, the luck. Obviously, luck is a factor. Skill and luck, it should be balanced. Okay, you cannot say that, okay, I am very lucky and I don't have any skills or any knowledge or whatever. So it will not work at the end. Okay, so luck is another factor. Even some student, they don't have much more percentage, but they have the luck. At that time, maybe some supervisor, they need some student in hurry, so they just recruit that student. But the thing is that you cannot depend all the time on luck. You need to produce your skills, and you need to say that, okay, I can do, and I have this type of skills in me. So the supervisor will just to go through your skills or whatever, then they can choose you. So this is basically the three things you must have. Yeah, the next slide, please. I think the next slide is this on the academic CV. So in the required document, I think the first was the CV I put. Okay, first CV, and after that maybe transcript and other things I put. So yeah, so the academic CV is the most important to start your application. If you don't have a good CV, attractive and academic, and so there is a very low chance you will get any scholarship, because you need to sell yourself that I have this, and how you will present. And in terms of, I mean, you can present all the things in terms of your CV. So the academic CV for applying the PhD or master's or whatever. So basically, it shouldn't be much more lengthy. Maximum 2 page. Try to summarize all the things into two page, from the education and your personal information and recommendation, everything. So 2 page. And next slide, please. Yeah. So here one just question here from this picture. Can you guess one obvious reading from this clock? Any guess? Just if you have any guess, just promptly type in the message. And this is related to academic CV, how to impress a supervisor. So any guess that any reading from this, there is some part of clock is given. Any guess? I mean, what I'm trying to say here, I mean, I just put some part of 3/4 of.
Yeah, I think it is actually আড়াইটা পার হয়ে গেছে, কিন্তু ঘন্টার কাটা এখন আড়াইটা পার হয়নি। Am I right?
না, এটাও ঠিক নয়, কারণ দিন আড়াইটা হতে পারে। আমি এমন একটা গেস করতে বলছি যেটা যার কোনো ডিফারেন্ট ভিউয়ার থাকবে না।
Number of hands বেশি, it should be 3. I can see the number of hands here are 4, which is incorrect.
ডিফারেন্ট আলাদা ঘড়িতে আলাদা হয়তো মিলি সেকেন্ড, সেমি মিলি সেকেন্ডের অনেক কিছু থাকে। তো অন্য কোনো গেস, যে এমন একটা জিনিস এখান থেকে বার করতে হবে যার অন্য কোনো ডিফারেন্ট ভিউ থাকবে না। যেমন আই থিঙ্ক আতাউল ভাই বললেন যে আড়াইটা বেশি হবে, তো আড়াইটা হয়তো দিনও আড়াইটা হতে পারে, AM PM এরকমও কিছু হতে পারে, তাই। একজন বললেন যে 4টে কাঁটা আছে, 4টে কাঁটা অন্য ঘড়িতে থাকতেই পারে। ব্যাপার হচ্ছে এটা সিভির সাথে রিলেটেড, যে আমি এখান থেকে কি দেখতে পাবো যার কোনো ডিফারেন্ট কোনো ভিউ থাকবে না। তো আমি আনসারটা দিচ্ছি যে এইটা জাস্ট বলছে যে 6 সেকেন্ড আমি পার করেছি, মানে এই ঘড়িটা দেখাচ্ছে যে আমি মানে somehow it signifies that it passed 6 সেকেন্ড at least. So 6 সেকেন্ড যদি আমি বলি, এটা দিন রাত এরকম কোনো কিছু কনসেপ্ট থাকছে না, অনলি 6 সেকেন্ড। মানে এইটা থেকে আমি জাস্ট বলবো আচ্ছা 6 সেকেন্ড আমি দেখতে পাচ্ছি। তো এইটা হচ্ছে সিভি। আমার খাতায় কোনো যদি সিভি থাকে, আমি সিভির যে জিসটা আমি কত তাড়াতাড়ি আমি ডেলিভার করতে পারি। তো নেক্সট স্লাইড প্লিজ। সো এইখানে আমি বেসিক্যালি সিভির সাথে এই ঘড়ির যে রিলেশন, যেটা যে একটা একাডেমিক রিক্রুটার সে 6 সেকেন্ড মাত্র নেয় একটা সিভিকে ইয়েস আর নো বলার জন্য। এটা সাইন্টিফিক্যালি বা রিসার্চ বেসড প্রুফ আছে যে হ্যাঁ, যে যারা প্রফেশনাল রিক্রুটার তারা 6 সেকেন্ড শুধুমাত্র সিভি দেখবে, 6 সেকেন্ড, 6 সেকেন্ড will determine whether that CV should be in or out. Okay, so this is basically relation, the 6 second CV. You can search in internet also. There you can get different clue about the 6 second CV and how to make the attractive CV. Yeah, next slide please. Next slide. Yeah. So an attractive CV basically, so there are different components for an attractive CV, and I am talking about the academic CV. So here it must be simple and maximum 2 page. Okay, don't go beyond 2 page. So at the top header, just put a header in the top and just put your name, the full name, and contact information, address, mobile, email, whatever. And after that, the next, because you are trying to apply for PhD, so you need to mention about the research interest or career objective, whatever. So because it is the academic CV, so nothing to do about the career objective or whatever. Just put the research interest, and research interest, it should contain maximum 3 top interested domain of your research. Don't say that I am interested in doing this, I am also interested in doing that, and blah blah. So don't say that. Whatever you have interest, just choose the top 3 thing, and this top 3 domain, it should be somehow related. For example, I if I am from data science, I will not say that I am interested in nursing, or I am interested in geology, or like this. So I will, because I am applying for data science, I will say about some domain which is related to data science. And after that, the third thing, it would be the education, and education, the recent first institution, and don't forget to add the percentage. So this is basically the 6 second CV format. So the academic recruiter, he will obviously check for the what percentage you get in the final exam, or your bachelor degree or master's degree. And if you have some ranks or standing, you just mention that I stood third out of 50 students in my class, or whatever, and year of completion or expected. For example, if you already did your masters, you just put that date, exact date means the year, that in 2017 I passed this. Or if you are currently in MSc program, so you just say that, okay, next year I will complete. So these are basically this 3-4 information. It would be must be into the first quarter of the page. Yeah, just click. Yeah, so here I can show you some sample CV. So for example, the top one, it is the name of the applicant, and after that, contact information, and then do the research interest. But this student make 5 or 7, more than 7 research interests, but this is not good. Signal processing, image processing, so biomedical imaging, so it's not good. So you need to be specific that I have 3 research interests, broad research interests. Okay, and after that, the education, you can say there is the expected May 2015 or like this, and CGPA he mentioned, what is the thesis topic he did in his master's or whatever, and any other research experiences, and this. Okay, yeah, next slide please. Yes. So after that, you need to put some industry or work experience, because it somehow matters. Because some supervisor, they think that his students should be mature in any you know mature in any different field. Okay, so if you have some work experience, you just mention that I have work experience. For example, if you are engineer or whatever, you did some internship or like this, whatever you need to do. And if you have because you are applying for the academic PhD, So you need to put some tutoring experiences that, okay, I did some teaching in these courses in this college or whatever. And publication must. For Australia, the supervisor, they will check how many publications you have. It's frankly speaking. If you don't have publication, that means the chance of getting a scholarship, I am not saying that chance of getting an offer letter and scholarship are different. So if you don't have publication, so so if you don't have any publication, so the chance is very low to get a scholarship. Again, I am telling, to get a scholarship, there should be some publication. Okay. So, and if you don't have the application, don't worry. You just say that, okay, I am working on this project and I am going to publish on paper, and I did, 70% work done or 90% work done. So this type of thing. And after that, you need to put the scholarship accomplishment and any award you get. And obviously, you need to put some technical skills. For example, I know PowerPoint, or I know some, programming language or whatever. And at the end, you just put some recommendation contact information. And if you need any sample CV or format, so you just go through the Europass. তো আমি ভাবছি অনেক এবার আমি বাংলাতে একটু বলি যে অ্যাট্রাকটিভ সিভি প্রথম জিনিস হচ্ছে একটা অ্যাট্রাকটিভ সিভি আমাকে কিভাবে বানাতে হবে। তো তার আমি পুরো ফরম্যাট আমি একটু বললাম। আর যদি কেউ কোনো সিভি ফরম্যাট ডাউনলোড করতে চাও, তো ইউরোপাস বলে সাইট আছে, সেখানে অনেক স্যাম্পল সিভি ফরম্যাট পাওয়া যায়। And another thing, don't use your picture. Some students, they use picture in the CV, so it's not for that academic CV. You shouldn't use the picture in academic CV. I mean, for applying PhD. Okay. Yeah. Next, please. Yes. So in the requirement document, I think the third point was after CV there was transcript. Then I put the English requirement. So obviously you need some English requirement to apply for the scholarship. So here I will discuss about the IELTS. You can go for the TOEFL also, but I don't have any idea about TOEFL, so I am just discussing a little bit about the IELTS, what type of format the IELTS have, and for getting a scholarship, you must have 6.5 in each band. So each band means there are total 4 bands. One is listening, then reading, then speaking, and fourth one is the writing. Yeah, just click. So in the listening, I think it's very, yeah, in the listening, there are 40 questions, I think, and there are 4 sections. So you need to so you need to pass this test, and 6.55 band. Then the reading, it's also 6.5 band you need to get, writing and speaking. Okay, so I think I'm not spending much more time on this IELTS or whatever, because I'm not expert. But the thing is that this 4 band you must have, and you need to get 6.5 in each band. Okay, and the fees, I think it's 13,000 to 50 INR, and online material is available. You just study for 1 month maximum, and I think a general student who are from West Bengal board or whatever, they can easily get the 6.5. Yeah. So the next PPT. Yeah, click. Yeah. So these are the 4 bands. Yeah. Yeah. So now is the application procedure. how we'll apply for the masters and PhD. So I just try to manage all the masters and PhD in one slide. So for masters, you just uh, browse the website that of one university, and in that university website you can get some instruction to get scholarship and enrollment or whatever. So I already told you that this type of document you need. You just make ready of those documents and try to upload all the things, and just maybe after 1 month or whatever they will contact you if they need more document, and after that you can get some enrollment confirmation. So this is for the masters process. And for PhD, I already tell that getting a PhD in Australia is different from getting a PhD from US or UK. So if any supervisor don't recommend you, so there is a very low chance that you will get a scholarship or you will get a offer for the PhD. So you need to select some supervisor and ask that supervisor that I am much more interested to do PhD under your guidance, and I have these skills. This is my CV. Can you recommend for, to apply for the PhD or scholarship? So if the supervisor says okay, no problem, I can recommend to take under my guidance. So he will give you some letter of recommendation, and then you apply. So meantime, the thing is that you need to get only one recommendation from only one supervisor from a particular university. Don't ask for 3-4 different supervisor, because we are Indian. We do much more hurry. We thought that if I get 4 recommendations from 4 different supervisor, and there is a high chance that I will get selected. But this is wrong. Okay, because all the applications, it will go in some centralized system, and they will check, okay, this student has 4 different supervisors options, so they will just neglect you. So one supervisor in one university, and if he said that no, I cannot support you, then you can just go for the second supervisor or whatever. So this is basically the main problem, because all the things are centralized, and I am telling you because I face the same problem. Okay, I asked 2 different supervisors. I'm from one university, and both of them, they were give their recommendation. But when I apply, so from the server they said that you already have this recommendation, so either you need to choose one of them, not 2. So then I just dismiss the second one, and I put the first supervisor. So this is the thing. And without recommendation, you cannot apply for the PhD. Okay. Sorry, I think I got one question. Whether this. Okay, maybe I will just answer the aim highest question after this slide. Yeah. Okay. So each university has their international student support team. So whatever support you need to process the application, you just email them, and within 1 day or they will contact you. And after that, you can if you get the admission, then you can uh, if you need to change your supervisor in the mid time of your PhD, you can change at the time, unless or until that supervisor is financially supporting you. Okay, because here some PhD study, it's based on the project based PhD. So project based PhD means the supervisor is giving money for your living allowance. So at that time you cannot change the supervisor. But if it is the government scholarship, so you can change supervisor at any time. Yeah, next slide please. তার আগে আমি বাংলাতে একটু বলতে চাই যে আগের স্লাইডটা ছিল অ্যাপ্লিকেশন প্রসিজিওরে কিভাবে মাস্টার্স আর পিএইচডিতে অ্যাপ্লিকেশন করা যায়। তো মাস্টার্সের জন্য সব থেকে সহজ পদ্ধতি হচ্ছে যে প্রত্যেক ইউনিভার্সিটির ওয়েবসাইটে তাদের পুরো ইয়ে থাকে, পুরো গাইডলাইন থাকে যে এই জিনিসগুলো, ডকুমেন্টগুলো এই সময়ের ভিতরে জমা করতে হবে। দিয়ে তারপরে তারা
আচ্ছা, আমি একটু বলে দিই, একটু জাস্ট ইন্টারাপ্ট করছি, যে আমাদের কোশ্চেন আনসার সেশন লাস্টে হবে। হ্যাঁ, তো একদম শেষ বেলায় আমাদের কোশ্চেন আনসার আছে। যাদের কোশ্চেন আছে তারা চ্যাট বক্সে একটু লিখুন, আমরা সেটাকে স্পিকারের কাছে আমরা তুলে ধরবো। আর আমি একটু রিকোয়েস্ট করব, আমি জানি না কতগুলো স্লাইড আছে, একটু কুইকলি যাতে হয়। ইটস ওকে, যেরকম হচ্ছে ঠিক আছে, আপনি শুরু করুন।
আমার মনে হচ্ছে আর 5-10টা স্লাইড আছে ম্যাক্সিমাম। ওকে, নো প্রবলেম।
ওকে ওকে, থ্যাংক ইউ।
ওকে, প্রিভিয়াস স্লাইডে বেসিক্যালি আমি জাস্ট বলেছিলাম যে কিভাবে অ্যাপ্লিকেশন প্রসেস করা হবে। previous slide, previous, back. Okay, forward, sorry. দুটো ব্যাক করো, two slide back. Yes, this one. Yeah, this one. So এই স্লাইডে বেসিক্যালি আমি মাস্টার্স আর পিএইচডি স্টুডেন্টদের কিভাবে অ্যাপ্লিকেশন করতে হবে সেটা আমি জাস্ট ডিসকাস করেছি। So next slide please. Now I will discuss about how to choose a university and subject. So this is the main concern, that how I will choose a university and how I can know that this subject has much more preference in this university. So in Australia, basically, different universities has different expertise. For example, the biological science and others, these are, you know, very famous in Monash, in Melbourne, like this. The geology related, geography, or the medicines, this is very famous in Western Australia University. And for the computer science and others, this is famous in UNSW, University of Sydney. So different universities has a different expertise, you know, in terms of quality. So you need to just choose one university and just check that what is the subject wise rank of that university. Okay, so it's available in QS World, you know, website. So you just search for your subject and choose your university, and it will say that, okay, the pharmacy's rank in this university is 100, or like this, computer science is this whatever. So this is basically how to choose the subject. But I will focus, based on my experience, I will say, don't just go for, you know, which university has, you know, top ranking of subject, but I will tell, just prefer a university based on your lifestyle and preference. Lifestyle means whether you choose this city, I mean, just to get idea about the different cities of Australia. So if you want the Indian community or other things, so you just choose Melbourne. If you need some natural things, and, you know, the sparse community, lower dense community or people, so you can choose some universities in Perth or in Adelaide, or like this. Because here all the universities has, in the group of 8 universities, I mean, top university have same type of criteria, same type of quality in their research. Okay, so nothing to worry about. And yeah, and if you need any further information, so you can just go the student experience from the community in Facebook. So each university has their community. For example, Indian community in Western Australia University, Indian community in Melbourne University. So you just join that community, so you can get lots of interaction from that. And After that, you need to do some small research about the academician and subject. I mean, which supervisor you are trying to get. I mean, who are the best supervisor in your field. So you need to just do a little bit research. That's it. And another thing, it's my personal experience that be aware about the Chinese guide, because I know the Bengali mentality and Indian mentality. They try to do research not by hard working but smartly or whatever. Sometimes, uh, they try to give some excuse that okay, I cannot do because of that and that. But the Chinese guide, they are very strict. They are very hardworking. So so before you choose any Chinese guide, just go through their the guides, web page, that how much good publication he have and how much students he have, because they are very hardworking. So you need to prepare. Okay, frankly speaking. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah. So this is the important thing, that how to contact a supervisor. Okay. So first thing is that to contact a supervisor, I mean future supervisor, you just, I already tell that you just select your city, that okay, from Melbourne I need to choose some university and this research team or whatever. And then you can go through the supervisors, publication list, some video maybe you can get, and how many awards he have in the publication, or how many projects he have. So if you get this idea about your supervisor, then your PhD study will be very smooth in future. Otherwise, if you don't know about your supervisor, so it would be totally blank basically. Everything you need to, it would be based on your luck. So that's why before going for the application, you just research about your supervisor. Okay. And the smart trick is that you just read some paper of the supervisor and try to email him that I am interested in this. Don't say that I am interested to do PhD under you. Just take 3 months to communicate via an email that I am interested in this paper of your publication, but I cannot understand this, but can you please elaborate in detail and this. So try to build your interaction with your future supervisor. And after that, when you will get that I need to apply under him, then you just say that I need to apply because I am following you for 3 or 7 or 1 year, 3 months or seven months or 1 year. And so try to build a positive connection. So if you build the connection, then he will say no problem, you can come under me and I will uh, support you this type of scholarship or whatever. So this is basically little trick to build a connection with supervisor. Yeah, next slide. So future supervisor selection criteria. I think I already give detail in previous discuss in the previous slide. And but I will, from my experience, I will say that just choose some young and energetic supervisor, because you need to build a target for long-term connection. Long-term connection, and if your supervisor is young and energetic, he will obviously give you much more opportunity in your after completion of your PhD. Okay, so this is basically the selection criteria of a supervisor. Yeah, next slide please. Yeah, so after that, when the supervisor you choose and supervisor says that okay, I will go for some interview. So this is the phase. Every supervisor will go for some formal interview with you. So these are the do and don't do part of how to prepare the interview session with the supervisor. So first is be clear about your work, what you did, your intention, your ability in your future goals, and obviously the financial status. Okay, because if you know about your financial status, you can discuss with your supervisor that I need money for living here or this. Okay, so you need to think think about this, all the things. And after that, you need to, you shouldn't argue with supervisor in the interview that you know you are wrong or whatever, and don't যাকে বলে অতিরঞ্জিত নিজেকে একদম করা উচিত নয় যে আমি এই করতে পারি, আমি এই করব, এই ওই। কারণ ইমোশনালি বা সেন্টিমেন্টালি কাউকে সুপারভাইজারকে করা উচিত নয়। আর don't try to misinform, because you need to survive 3 to 4 years with that supervisor. Okay, so আমি আমার পার্সোনাল এক্সপিরিয়েন্স থেকে আমি একটা ইন্টারভিউয়ের জাস্ট কোশ্চেন আমি তুলেছি। তো যে কোনো সময় সুপারভাইজার যে কোনো কোশ্চেন হয়তো সেই দিন করতে পারে, to just if to get knowledge about any domain. তো আমাকে একটা কোশ্চেন করেছিল যে যে দুটো আইডেন্টিক্যাল এগ আছে, তো আমি 100 ফ্লোর বিল্ডিং থেকে আমি ফেলতে চাই। তো এই ধরনের একটা কিছু ছিল যেটা ইন্টারনেটও অ্যাভেলেবল। তো একটা অ্যালগোরিদম প্রপোজ করো যাতে আমি মিনিমাম নাম্বার অফ থ্রো করতে পারি। তো তো সেটাতে আমি ফার্স্ট অ্যাটেম্পে আমি বলতে পারিনি। তারপরে বললো যে আরেকবার ট্রাই করো, চেষ্টা করো। তো সেকেন্ড অ্যাটেম্পে আমি তার অ্যান্সার দিয়েছিলাম। তো তো এই টাইপের সিচুয়েশন সুপারভাইজাররা ওই ইন্টারভিউ এর সময় ক্রিয়েট করতে পারে। ওকে, সো নেক্সট স্লাইড প্লিজ। Yeah, so these are basically the list of government scholarship. I am telling about the government scholarship in Australia, and there are 100 of other scholarship. Okay, 100 of other scholarship in each university. So don't worry about scholarship. If you if you just take in mind and keep in mind that you need to prepare about the documents, what is essential, what are essential. So after that, I think the getting a scholarship is not difficult if you follow my instructions. So these are basically some name of the scholarship, and so these are the government scholarship. But the thing is that the government scholarship is very much competitive, very much competitive. Okay, but if you manage a supervisor, then you can get a good scholarship. Because the supervisor will support from his fund or his industry linkage project like this. So yeah, next slide then. Yeah, so I already tell that the getting a scholarship and getting a enrollment, this is different. One student can apply for a PhD, maybe he will get the offer letter, but he may not get a scholarship. So this is the main problem. So it's too much competitive, but you need to try. And there are 2 rounds of scholarship in the masters and PhD. PhD is open for whole year, but for masters there is 2 rounds. One is in April and one is in August. So 31st August is the last date for this session. And I already list some trick that how to get how to apply for the scholarship. So few tricks that, number one, that because our Indian education system is that the masters, we don't have the research based program. So this is the main problem. So that's why you need to prepare yourself. So you choose some professor from your university and say them that I want to do research under your guidance during my masters. Okay, and second thing is that some university in India, for example the IIT Delhi, they have some MSR research program, but I think it is very hard to compete there. And another thing is that to get a scholarship, the scholarship panel, they go for the bachelor degree marks, not the master degree marks. So this is the tricky thing in Australia. Okay, we think that to get PhD, all the documents from masters, it would be evaluated. But here in Australia, they don't evaluate how much marks you get in masters. They will, if the scholarship will be dependent based on your bachelor degree. Okay, so try to get good marks in bachelor degree to get a scholarship for the PhD. And other thing is that if you don't have some research experience or whatever, I will suggest you can choose Malaysia or Japan for MS, because they have much more good program for master degree and scholarships also. So most of the other students from Bangladesh, Pakistan, they do the same thing. They just spend 2 years masters in Malaysia, and after that they just enter into Australia. So this is basically a trick to get, yeah. So other information that students have much more opportunity for part-time job. So these are the part-time job you can get, and the salary of part-time job is very good. I mean, if you, for example, if you are doing tutoring in one subject, 1 hour you can get around $50. So if you spend 8 hours in a week, so that means $200, $400 is good amount. $400 you can get extra. And there are other facilities for Indian students, that there is the Indian community support through consulate. So these are basically other information related to the study in Australia. Yeah. Next slide, please. And these are basically some problem with Indian students. I will just spend maybe 1 minute. That lack of proper guidance, no prior research experience, language barrier is another thing, and the academic results, I mean, it's not suitable for competition, this scholarship competition, because most of the Indian institute, they don't give much more marks to the students. Okay, if I mean, if there is one question has 10 marks, so maybe they will just cut 7 8 marks, and only will give the 3 marks if it is not exact. Okay, so this type of things, I mean, because of that, we don't get much more marks in bachelor or master degree. And this is the main problem, because at the end you need to compete with other students, other university and other country, for example, the Chinese and Pakistani. So all the things you need to compete. Yeah, next slide, please. So this is basically a nutshell of the today's discussion. তো প্রথমেই নিজেকে প্রিপেয়ার করতে হবে যে আমি ডিটারমিন, আমি যাব, আমি পিএইচডি করব, আর এই ডকুমেন্টগুলো আমার আছে, বা আমার এই ডকুমেন্টগুলো জোগাড় করতে হবে, আর জাস্ট ট্রাই করতে হবে, বেশি চিন্তা ভাবনা না করে। And day by day you can get improved based on the failure. Okay, so this is basically a nutshell of today's discussion. Yeah, next slide. I think the last slide it is. Yeah, so what I need from you, okay, that pass this discussions, the positive gain what you will get from this discussion, pass to the other guardian or your friend, whatever, that, and try to motivate them that we can do higher studies in abroad also. And I will obviously wait to learn what you I mean what you learn from here, and just try to apply in your life. Okay, and the quote, if there is one quote you can see, that nobody cares about its story, whatever you say that I can do and this and that, until you get that, no one will say that you won. Okay, so try to win, and don't just share your story. You need to do into the field, you need to jump into the field. Okay, and in case you need any other help related to study in Australia or whatever, okay, I am here with you, and my email ID was there. So now I think I can conclude my session discussion, and I will take some questions. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, thank you so much, Nur Al Hasan bhai. Very briefly, I actually give the brief about what today our honorable speaker actually told us. So he started with his own actually career. That is how he started his career after masters in computer application, and then he actually left the job and started thinking about the PhD. And then he actually started about what is the education system in Australia, And he explained that is almost similar to India, like primary, secondary, and tertiary level, the college and university level. And he also actually enlightened us that is master's degree may be by research, and the PhD is 100% research. Then he actually explained why the Australia actually suitable for higher education, and he pointed out few points like this country contains the global rank institute, and there's opportunity to get hands-on training, and also contains the top 100 six universities is under the top 100 university rank. And also there is exchange program with the reputed institute in India like IIT, NITs, etc. And we also actually explained that this is a very good tourist attraction in Australia. And also actually one of the most important features of Australia is that after passing the study, one can get that 2 years work visa. This is very much important. And you also enlighten us that is one can get the extra $1,500 if he or she is actually do study in the certain region of the Australia. Also, after getting degree from this country, there is a chance to get the permanent residency. And he also enlightened that is the last 2018, the Indian students actually surged by 25%. Then he explained about the group of 8, that is the top 8 prestigious university in Australia. And he also explained that is beyond these 8 universities, there's a lot of universities also. And then he came to actually how to actually apply for the higher studies in Australia. So he explained that few features, that is your CV, transcript, then the English actually, then recommendation letter, then research and the publication. And he also actually explained one by one very briefly. And he nicely explained that is how can we get the higher education in any country in abroad, good university. So you try, you may fail, again you try, you may fail, again you try, and again fail, and until you do this until you get the success. And he also actually explained how can we actually divert the failure to achieve the success in the life. And then he actually explained very precisely the 3 things to get the higher study in abroad, like passion, determination, and the in case of the determination, he asked how can you actually convert don't and quite to do it. And he nicely explained the luck, that is LUC square K, that is logic, upbeat, confident, committed, and knowledge. And then this is most important thing he explained about the how can we prepare the academic CV and where we'll get the sample. He also explained the different features of the CV, how can it be attractive, and also explained that about the 6-second CV, because supervisor don't have much time to look at the CV. And also explained about the English requirement. IELTS, regarding IELTS, actually he explained about it. And then he explained about the application procedure about the master's and PhD. He explained that for the master application, you go for the university and fill and upload the forms. And for PhD, he actually suggested to select the supervisor. Once you select the supervisor, go for the discussion, and after the finalization or confirmation, go for the visa. And also he explained that if there is a required to change the supervisor, it is possible in Australian university. And also he actually then explained about the how to choose the university in Australia and how to choose the subject. So he suggested us that is check the university website and availability of the subject, check the rank of the universities, and then actually his personal suggestion to us that is avoid the Chinese supervisors. And then he explained how to contact with the supervisor. That is, he asked to check the profile of the supervisor, the publication of the supervisor, the expertise of the supervisor. He asked to build the positive connection to the supervisor. And also he actually suggested that it is better to choose the young and energetic supervisor. And then once you have done, then you have to actually explain how to face the interview with the supervisor. So he suggested few things, that you should be clear about the work, intention, ability, future goals, and financial status. But he asked to forbid, or he asked to refrain from the arguing with the supervisor, even if you are wrong, and also asked not to give the misinformation. And then he given the list of government scholarship, and he told that these are a really good scholarship, but these are competitive. And beyond these scholarship, there is other hundreds of other scholarship. And the next, he explained how to get this scholarship. And he also explained some good tricks to us to get the scholarship. I think these are very helpful. And in the final few slides, he actually explained a few other information, like after reaching there, what you can do. You can get the part-time job, you can go to the industry project, you can get the tutoring, etc. And there is also facility to community support, Indian community support there. And just before finish, he explained that is what are the problems generally facing by the Indian student in Australia. Main the language problem, then mentality, also the lack of scores, the lack of research mind, and also the lack of proper guidance. And then he actually given us the positive thing, and he has given his full nod. If you are actually facing problem and you need any information to study Australia, you can anytime you can apply contact with Mr. Nur Al Hasan. So this positive note, I would like to hand over Hassan bhai. So I think we should go for the question and
Yes, there are few question অলরেডি আমাদের কাছে এসেছে। আমি একটা কোশ্চেন দিয়ে শুরু করছি, যেটা আমাদের পুরো পিএইচডি বিষয় হলো এখান থেকে যারা শর্ট টার্ম কোর্স এর কোনো আছে কিনা, পিএইচডি পড়ে কিংবা পিএইচডি করতে করতে এখানে ইন্ডিয়ান ইউনিভার্সিটি পিএইচডি করছে, ওখানে রিসার্চ এক্সপিরিয়েন্সের জন্য কোনো শর্ট টার্ম কোর্স আছে কিনা, সোশ্যাল সায়েন্স, ইংলিশ লিটারেচার, এইসব সাবজেক্টের জন্য। আর একজন কোশ্চেন করেছে হাউ টু জয়েন পোস্ট ডক্টরাল ইন অ্যান অস্ট্রেলিয়ান ইউনিভার্সিটি ইন ইংলিশ লিটারেচার। সো দুটো কোশ্চেন, একটা ইংলিশ লিটারেচারের পোস্ট ডক্টরাল পজিশন আর সোশ্যাল সায়েন্স তে শর্ট টার্ম কোর্স।
ওকে, অ্যাকচুয়ালি সোশ্যাল সায়েন্সের শর্ট টার্ম কোর্স এরকম ডাইরেক্ট কিছু নেই, তবে আমি যতদূর জানি এখানে যে এনজিও টাইপের, এটা সোশ্যাল সায়েন্স, তো সোশ্যাল সায়েন্সে অনেক এনজিও, মানে যেমন ফর এক্সাম্পল টেলিথন বলে একটা কোম্পানি আছে, তো তাদের কিছু কোর্সেস থাকে যেগুলো ইউনিভার্সিটি সাপোর্টেড, এরকম মানে ওদেরই রিসার্চ ওরিয়েন্টেড কোর্স থাকে কোনো ইউনিভার্সিটির আন্ডারে। তো এই ধরনের জিনিসগুলো এক্সপ্লোর করা যায়। তো এরকম এনজিও বা অনেক কোম্পানিজ আছে মানে যেগুলো সোশ্যাল সায়েন্স বেসড। যেমন এরা, যেমন আমি যেটা জানি টেলিথন, এরা করে কি অটিজম যে কি বলে বাচ্চাদের হয়, তো সেইটাকে নিয়ে অ্যাওয়ারনেস বা ওই ধরনের কিছু করে যেটা সোশ্যাল সায়েন্স রিলেটেড। তো এই ধরনের কিছু জিনিস মানে ইয়ে করা যায়। আর এরকম পার্ট টাইম যেমন আমরা ডিপ্লোমা টাইপের বলি, তো আই থিঙ্ক এরকম ডিপ্লোমা টাইপের কিছু নেই। তো হয়তো আমি পরে এলাবোরেট করতে পারবো, কারণ রাইট নাও আমার এটার উপর কোনো কনসেপ্ট নেই। আর সেকেন্ড যেটা, ইংলিশ লিটারেচারের পোস্ট ডক। সো ইংলিশ লিটারেচার পোস্ট ডক ওয়ান টাইপ অফ ফাইন্ডিং এ পিএইচডি। পিএইচডির যে স্টেপগুলো আমি বলেছি, যেখানে এই ডকুমেন্টগুলো হয়তো এরকম দরকার হয় না, ডাইরেক্ট সুপারভাইজার সাথে কন্ট্যাক্ট করতে হয়। তো ডাইরেক্ট সুপারভাইজার কারণ হচ্ছে এখানে প্রজেক্ট ফান্ড অনেক থাকে, প্রত্যেক সুপারভাইজারের কিছু না কিছু প্রজেক্ট ফান্ড থাকে। এইটা হচ্ছে একটা সব থেকে বড় জিনিস, যেখানে কোনো স্টুডেন্ট পোস্টডকে অ্যাপ্লাই করুক বা পিএইচডিতে অ্যাপ্লাই করুক, সে সামহাউ কিছু না কিছু স্কলারশিপ পেয়ে যাবে। তো পোস্টডকের ক্ষেত্রেও সেম, এদের অনেক প্রজেক্ট থাকে, এদের মানে ইংলিশ লিটারেচারই হোক আর জিওলজি হোক বা জিওগ্রাফি হোক বা কম্পিউটার সায়েন্স হোক, তো সেইগুলো একটু জাস্ট এক্সপ্লোর করতে হবে। তো এর জন্য বেস্ট ওয়ে হচ্ছে লিঙ্কডইনে পোস্টডক সার্চের জন্য একটা অপশন আছে। তো সেইখানে গিয়ে অস্ট্রেলিয়া চুজ করে সেখানে রিকোয়ারমেন্ট যদি সেট করে দেওয়া যায়, তো সে প্রত্যেক দিন যদি পার্টিকুলার ইংলিশ লিটারেচারের উপর বা বেসড অন ক্রাইটেরিয়া তারা নোটিফিকেশন দিতে থাকবে। তো এটাই হচ্ছে সব থেকে শর্টেস্ট ওয়ে টু গেট নোটিফিকেশন অ্যাবাউট পিএইচডি অর পোস্টডক।
থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ। আমাদের একটা নেক্সট কোশ্চেন এসছে, যেটা এমএইচআরডি এবং ইউজিসি যেসব ডিপ্লোমা কোর্সেস করানো হয় অস্ট্রেলিয়ান ইউনিভার্সিটি থেকে, সেগুলো কি ইউজিসি এবং এমএইচআরডি রিকগনাইজ করে? উনি বলছেন আরো, আওয়ার ইন্ডিয়ান স্টুডেন্টস হ্যাভ আ বিটার এক্সপিরিয়েন্স when the visit other university in Europe or American universities.
ব্যাপার হচ্ছে, হ্যাঁ, ওকে, আই থিঙ্ক আই ক্যান কন্টিনিউ ইন ইংলিশ। Actually, Europe University, they have the diploma or masters. I think it's only 1 year. Okay, so main problem the student face, because I also applied, after doing my masters from Jamia, I also applied to do another masters from University of York. It is in UK. Okay, and I got selected, but it was only 1 year course. So some student or some professional, they told that don't go for only 1 year masters. So better you already have your master. So why don't you spend 1 more year to build your profile in your research and then just go for the research. So main problem in UK is that their masters or their diploma, there is some criteria, I think. I mean, it's only 1 year or like this, so which the Indian University or UGC, they don't recognize. But here in Australia, uh, every course, I mean, even the diploma or whatever, it should be 2 years. Okay, so for example, there are different diploma 2 years, not exact 2 years. It says 97-week course, okay, for the diploma. So I think if you enroll in 97-week diploma course or masters, whatever, so I think there will be no problem or from the UGC or other things.
আর যদি কারো কোনো কোশ্চেন থাকে তো তারা করতে পারেন। তো আরেকজন কোশ্চেন করেছেন, ইজ দেয়ার এনি শর্ট টাইম কোর্স ফর ইংলিশ? উনি কোনো মেনশন করেননি কোনো কোর্সের
শর্ট
জন্য।
টাইম কোর্স, আমি মনে হচ্ছে উনি নিশ্চয়ই শর্ট টাইম কোর্স মিনস এলিজিবিলিটি, ইংলিশ এলিজিবিলিটি এই ধরনের কিছু করতে হয়তো বলছেন, মানে আইএলটিএস টোফেল টাইপের হয়তো, বাট আই এম নট কনফার্ম। আমার মনে হচ্ছে উনি এইটাই জিজ্ঞেস করছেন যে আইএলটিএস টোফেলের জন্য কোনো শর্ট টাইম কোর্স আছে কিনা। তো সেটা যদি হয়, এরকম অনেক কনসালটেন্সি আছে ইন্ডিয়াতে যারা ট্রেনিং দেয় 3 মান্থ 6 মান্থসের ইংলিশ কোর্সের উপরে, such that TOEFL বা IELTS ক্লিয়ার করা যায়। আর আদার্স যদি অস্ট্রেলিয়াতে এই ধরনের কোনো কোর্স নেই যে শর্ট টার্ম আমি কিছু কোর্স করতে যাবো, কারণ এদের ভিসা প্রসেসিং যেগুলো হয়, it takes a huge amount of money from the government, and that's why they don't have only 3 months course or 6 months course. Okay.
হাসান ভাই, একটা কোয়েশ্চেন মনে হয় স্কিপ হয়েছে। এম হায়াত জিজ্ঞেস করেছে, হোয়াট ইজ দ্য অ্যাক্রিডিটেশন এজেন্সি that validate the degrees and diplomas issued by the Australian universities and institutions?
এটা ইন্ডিয়ার এজেন্সির কথা জিজ্ঞাসা করছি নাকি?
এটা জিজ্ঞেস করছে, হ্যাঁ হোয়াট ইজ দ্য অ্যাকুরেসি এজেন্সি, হ্যাঁ এটা মনে হচ্ছে ইন্ডিয়ান এজেন্সি কারা এটা করছে আর কি, ভ্যালিডেট করছে।
ওকে, তো এইখানে বেসিক্যালি বিভিন্ন কোর্সে, ফর এক্সাম্পল ম্যাথমেটিক্যাল সায়েন্সের জন্য এর আলাদা এজেন্সি আছে, কম্পিউটার সায়েন্সের জন্য আলাদা এজেন্সি আছে। তো যখনই এই মানে যে ট্রান্সক্রিপ্ট দেওয়া হয়, তো সেই ট্রান্সক্রিপ্টেই ওই এজেন্সির নাম বা সিগনেচার বা ডকুমেন্ট এগুলো থাকে অটোমেটিক, আর যেগুলো ইন্ডিয়াতে ভ্যালিড হয়। তো ফর এক্সাম্পল এই জিনিসগুলো যারা পার্মানেন্ট রেসিডেন্সিপের জন্য অ্যাপ্লাই করে আফটার গেটিং এ ডিগ্রি, ফর এক্সাম্পল ইফ আই গেট দ্য মাস্টার ডিগ্রি ফ্রম অস্ট্রেলিয়ান ইউনিভার্সিটি and I will try to apply for permanent resident or whatever, so I need to do some paperwork out from that agency which is defined for my masters. If my masters is from mathematics, so I need to go for that agency. If my master's is from computer science, I need to go for that agency. So this type of different agencies are handling this different type of courses of, I mean, it's genuine, I mean genuinely you can say. So I think there is some connection with the Indian agency to get whether this course or this degree is valid from Australia or not. So I think there is some connection, but I am not 100% sure about this administrative process or other things.
থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ। আমি আর কোনো কোশ্চেন দেখতে পাচ্ছি না। তাহলে এবার চেয়ারের পারমিশন নিয়ে আমরা নেক্সট স্টেজে যেতে পারি।
Okay, so thank you so much, Nur Al Hasan bhai, for your excellent presentation and the huge information about Australia, the higher education in Australia. So for this thank, I would like to hand over Hasan bhai.
Okay, thanks
Thank
for your, oh sorry, because
thank you
my
so
name is
much.
also Hassan, and okay, yeah, please carry on.
থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ। এবার আমাদের ভোট অফ থ্যাঙ্কস এর একটা প্রসেস আছে। তো আমি প্রফেসর নার্গিস আহমেদ কে আমি অনুরোধ করব যে ভোট অফ থ্যাঙ্কস ডেলিভার করার জন্য। ইটস ওভার টু ইউ নার্গিস ম্যাডাম।
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Hassan bhai. Finally, we came at the last of the session. Assalamu alaikum once again, and good evening to all of you present here. At first, I must thank BASE, Bengali Academia for Social Empowerment, for giving me the opportunity to deliver vote of thanks. On behalf of BASE, I would like to convey my heartfelt regards to our today's esteemed speaker, Nur Al Hasan Haldar, who is from University of Western Australia, and today topic he discussed higher education in Australia, how to prepare yourself. Sir, thank you so much for your calm, quite gentle, and very kind consonants. So much concern you have prepared your PPT as well as you have talked the session for our participants and aspirants, how they can prepare themselves to study in Australia. So thank you so much. Many things we forget whenever we take any hard work that you told that thing. Again, we made us remember that you have emphasized on determination, not to quit. Failure is the pillar of success. Many times we forget this. So to some extent, you also made us realize that to some extent we need to be bit logical with the word luck. Yes, luck is also is needed. One good thing I have heard that is also we should remember when preparing CV, like 6 seconds we have to think about that someone will say for see it for 6 seconds. So we have to be very brave and important points to highlight in CV. So one thing we must say for all that practice makes someone perfect. So we should not, there is a short proverb, the very good proverb is there that there is no shortcut for success. So we have to work hard. So thank you so much, sir, that you have talked today from deep of your heart. And thank you once again for joining today's best lecture. Thank you. I would also like to thank our thank our another person who chaired today, sorry, I am Mohammad Ataul Islam. And I must say that very nicely you briefed the whole session. 1.5 hour session you briefed in 5-6 seconds. So thank you so much for that nicely you have briefing the whole session. Once again, thank you for joining today's lecture series. I must thank base president, vice president, GS, and all members, especially our technical team, especially Hassan Bhai also, who are really working hard to organize this base lecture series happening successfully. So thank you all. And last but not the least, our beautiful audience. So they are always there with us within the country, throughout the country, and beyond the country also, and constantly how they are supporting this and by joining the different lectures organized by base is really appreciable. So thank you, dear audience. It is a great motivation for us also. Thus, I must thank all you once again. Let me now announce our tomorrow's lecture series number 32. Tomorrow, that is on 14th August, we are having journalism and mass communication courses and career opportunities. It will be the lecture will be delivered by Dr. Kaifia Ansar Laskar from Alia University. It will be taking place at 7 p.m. as usual. So thank you all once again. Have a great time.